Hey, let me remind you that this Sunday is the return of Level Up, our online Sunday night meeting. To join, come right here to the Fun Astrology YouTube channel this Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we start right on time. Make note and hope to see you here. Welcome to the TGI Friday the 13th Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Boy, do we have a busy couple of days. Not today and tomorrow, but it really kicks in on Sunday, and we're going to pick it all apart. Kristin joins us here with some of her thoughts. We do have a clear day today, and mostly tomorrow. The only thing tomorrow is the moon changes signs really early, 4 a.m. Eastern. And that last aspect before the 20-minute void, of course, is a conjunction to Pluto. So there's a lot of power in the moon right now for today. That's one we can apply today. Now, it's the 13th. Don't go walking under any ladders or crossing a black cat. It might whack you right in the head. But then, boy, does the energy start to, presuming your head's okay, the energy then starts to build really strong towards Sunday. And Sunday is so strong and powerful that I asked Kristin to come in and share some of her thoughts because she chose it as a Lucky Stars Day.
Hi, Thomas and Fun Astrology Podcast listeners. Please excuse my nasal tone today as I'm getting over a cold, but I'm super excited to be here to talk about the next lucky day I've picked out for September, this Sunday the 15th. Not only is this the day of the exact Venus and Jupiter trine, but it's also a part of a beautiful kite formation. For just a brief explanation on kites, it's made up of a grand trine with an opposition to one of the points, as well as two sextiles from the opposing planet to the base of the grand trine. It looks like a kite in a chart. This kite formation that's being created is short-lived and really only lasts the day because the moon is one of the planetary bodies making up the grand trine. And she's a quick mover. The moon will be in Aquarius, making trines to both Jupiter in Gemini and Venus in Libra, also trining each other. Venus is opposite Chiron in Aries, while Chiron is both sextile to the moon and Jupiter. The opposition in the kite formation is considered the spine and the controls, which in this case is Venus at the bottom and Chiron at the top. Meaning that Venus, the planet of love, in its home sign of Libra, being supported in this amazing connection to the air trine, is pushing towards its power to Chiron, the wounded healer. This shows so much capacity in being able to mend wounds, especially around relationships, because the axis of Libra to Aries is all about the dynamic of the self versus the others. I highly encourage everyone to be using this driving energy for betterment of your relationships. And for anybody wanting more clarifications on this formation, there is an Old Soul, New Soul episode from March 1st of 2023. Many blessings to all of you using this energy. Thank you. Talk soon.
Thanks so much, Kristin. Great explanation of that. Want to pick a couple of things apart here. First of all, I'm so glad that we have a good positive aspect going into this weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I really felt yesterday's Sun square Jupiter. I started feeling it earlier in the week and realized what we had. I mean, big aspect in the week, just like we'd been talking about. It just hit me hard in several ways. And there's exactly what we were talking about. That tension expanded. And not that that energy is going away, but morphing into it like a nice cross-dissolve in a movie scene. This aspect on Sunday is completely different energy. Kristin talked about this being anchored by this grand trine. That's three trines that form a triangle. The trine is a 120-degree aspect in astrology. It's considered favorable. Then on top of that, basically, you put the two sextiles to Chiron that she was talking about, also positive aspects. That's a big reason why she made this a Lucky Stars Day, number one. But I love that interpretation of that Venus energy in Libra, that harmony and balance moving up into the areas of our karmic wounds, represented by Chiron. Now, this is the energy in the sky. You have to apply this to your own chart. So you have to think about where is Chiron in your chart. And if you have it in Aries, then this is hitting right there for you. So the blessings are yours. And this one hits especially home for me because of what's been going on in my life the past now almost 6 months. And I just am praying for this healing. I want what this aspect represents big time. And Sunday is going to be perfect to restart our Level Up program on Sunday night, the YouTube channel, Fun Astrology, 8 p.m. Eastern. Love to have you join. Now, just to paint the full picture, 2 other energies that we have to consider for the weekend. First of all, we talked about this last Friday extensively, the moon wobble. Last week was the 3-week period. This week is the 2-week period. And I'll tell you a moon wobble story here in a minute. But if you're interested in that, you didn't hear last Friday, you can catch that. And then, of course, on Tuesday night, we have the partial lunar eclipse in Pisces at 25 degrees, and that is a full moon. So a good thing to do is check your chart. What do you have, if anything, at 25 degrees Pisces? Be aware of that, because the moon and Neptune in retrograde are going to be just sitting right there. Heightened intuition or heightened lies and deception. And because it is a full moon, we are talking about that full moon 3-day window, which we are going to be in on Sunday. So just know we have this super mega crossroads of energy. Let's put this in non-astro terms. First of all, we have the fading out of the super expanded how you talk to yourself. Go big or go home, but don't go too big, as Elisa told us on Wednesday. But what is being expanded? Gosh, did this hit me this week? Telling myself all kinds of stuff. That's fading. Healing relationships is growing. You've also got a nice planetary 4-leaf clover in your pocket this weekend. Put your intuition antennas on because that's growing this weekend. And then a couple of caution flags, just be careful. Watch the world going a little cray-cray around you, and if it does, step back away from it. That was one of my techniques of what I did to get my head screwed back on after that whacked me in the middle of the week. Just step back away from it, like this too shall pass. Don't try to fix it today. Let it pass. Let it pass for really through the next week ahead of us, because we're going to need that full moon to fade out. And we still have the wobble cray-cray going on for another 3 weeks. So here's moon wobble for you. There is a huge wildfire about 20 miles from here. If you want to look it up, it's the San Bernardino County line fire. It's over 25,000 acres. As I'm recording this, so far, no homes damaged. Then another one popped up on Wednesday, southeast of Los Angeles, and they're evacuating people. There are thousands of homes that are at risk now between these 2 fires. Now I'm seeing that upwards of 40,000 homes are affected. That's the stuff of moon wobbles. They haven't determined any causes yet, just wildfires, but taking an enormous toll. And I mean, in a situation like this, we think about the little things. There are tens of thousands of people right now who can't go home, and they're not concerned about anything else in the sky except this fire going out. So let's say a prayer for them. The line fire in San Bernardino County, the moon wobble effect right here in the backyard. All right, have a great rest of Friday, TGI Friday. I'll be back with Merriman tomorrow. I'm sure he'll have comments on everything that happened in the mundane this week in the markets and in politics. And then we'll be back to cover next week, which is going to be very active with that eclipse on Tuesday. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Love you. Bye-bye.